You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
Welcome back to the Troll Hole Podcast, where we trash the trolls so you don't have to. Reach in, pull it out, hop aboard the troll holster, because we're taking a ride to the spit pit. I'm one of your hosts. At the Mexican border, I was detained for hanging brain. It's me, Mike Lester. With me, as always, my co-host with the most, the butter to my toast. He's feeling a little sicky. He's not going to give that nose a picky. It's Ben. You got Ben Katzner. You got Ben. We're back. We haven't recorded in like a month, and we've all been through so much.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Hey, buddy, I am a little sicky. No promise on the nose picky, but not contagious. We're good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you're here. Who do we got with us today, Mike?
With us today, one of my oldest friends in comedy. You've heard his album, White People Can Do Whatever They Want. You've seen him on Laughs on Fox. You've seen him all across the country. We once pulled a caper to steal church toilet paper. Please welcome to the Hellwell, John Conroy.
Hey, boys. It's good to be here in the trauma hole this week.
Yeah, it is the trauma hole.
Everybody's going through something. Trolls and trauma.
God.
Trolls and trauma.
What an album title. That's pretty good.
Remember when we got pulled over in Winnemucca and you had to
We'll never forget it.
You had to show the cops all those albums.
We'll never forget that whole trip was perhaps the worst idea I've ever had. That stemmed from you being depressed at Corner Bar one night and me being like, let's go. I'll take him out on tour. We'll have fun. And
we share that.
Yeah.
We've both been there.
Boy. And what I took you out to was worse than what you gave. I don't know. You have a frame of reference different than most.
I remember, we almost got arrested, I think, 3 times. Because the first one was in Idaho, or it was in Idaho. Because remember, we were sort of canvassing, but also looking for a place to get high. And I ran up to that car and gave them a leaflet, and a cop pulled up.
That was like Boise at sunset. Yeah. We were in a memorial area too, and he was. Yeah. Was it? I couldn't tell if he was weird about the pot or what.
No, so you guys were off to the side, and he took me, and then I look over eventually, and you're kind of coming into the foreground like, hey, officer, he's with me, and I'm like, John, I'm like, you have drugs on you. Cause he was like, you gave something, and I was like, it was a leaflet for our show tomorrow. Oh, right. And he's like, well, that better be what I find. And then he searched his whole car. I'm like, if he finds meth on this guy, we're going to prison.
Oh, yeah.
You were in a town so racist that it was a sundown town for white people? That's impressive.
This guy was a hard target looking for something.
Yeah.
And he found a comedy show.
Yeah.
He found that he didn't attend. Attend.
Not a lot of people attended that
boy,
show.
that was rough.
No.
That was a tour where I was definitely like, you can't just go out to a city you've never been to before with no promo and think it's going to go well.
And you think we would have learned that lesson, and yet you could have caught us in the middle of our tour, in the middle of Nebraska last year or whatever.
Nebraska was one of the better ones, to be fair.
It was, sometimes you got to relearn a lesson over and over.
Oh, yeah. I'll learn it again.
I love that for you.
I loved Boise. I'd go back there for sure. That was the highlight of that trip.
That trip, it wasn't like, I always say it's like the car ride's got to be better than the gig. Isn't that what I always
You did
tell
say
you?
that, and I was like, Mike, stop saying that.
And the car ride was always better than the gig.
Oh, really? I worried the whole time we were in. I was like, we were such a bickering married couple at that point that I was like,
cathartic. This is
no, that's him and his ex.
Ruining. Oh. I felt like I was like, never mind. Because the night where you were kind of your family had just had forget something. Either your mom or your dad had.
Oh, they're always going through some. Yeah,
it was nuts, and I was like, we'll head out on the road, and then that 3-week period was the angriest we ever were at each other and at each other's throats. And just like, I remember thinking, like, I put this poor Mike Lester through 3 weeks of someone's bad relationship.
Yeah.
Traveling in a car. It's unforgivable.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's like, "Oh, this feels like home."
I know. I was like, man, they're not arguing that much. You know, I was like, this is nothing compared to what I grew
You're
up
on your phone just dodging a boot that comes your way, just dodging a bullet.
Like, but it also was like, it got worse and worse. Like, you know, then we did the show and we had to drive through the night. Then we did the...
Oh, Glendive, Montana happened then too. Hot dog steak.
Yeah.
Yep. Hot dog steak. Historic.
Yeah. He went after...
Lore.
Is that a meal or a guy you met?
The venue had offered us free food, so we went during the day.
You boys look hungry. Why don't you come on in around noon and get some hot dog steak?
And then this guy was ripping on the food for 30 minutes, just crushing the venue's food while the main audience members at the show are all the owner's sons. So it's like, these are the primary stakeholders in the business, and he's just like, it's the worst steak I've ever had. A 30-minute riff on steak. And then they cut his pay. They paid him $50 less, right?
Yeah, they cut it 50. I'm like, oh, I'm making 75 now, so they cut it 50. And then you had to get on the phone with Tribble.
Yeah, I got on the phone with that booker, and I was like, I was like, if you don't give him Mike his pay, I'm never gonna work for you ever again.
He's like, all right, who are you?
Well, he had clearly heard that bit before, because he was like, John, you're a talented guy. I wish you luck.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, damn, dude.
That's hilarious.
But
not in the moment, obviously.
No, well, I mean, I think we're more worried about them
killing us.
Yeah, then he was like,
because they were ready to.
They know where we're staying, so. And then Mike was like, well, let's get in the car. So we just ran. We headed off to the next gig rather than become the...
If you recall, I recouped it. I sold
story.
some merch in the parking lot.
Sure.
I sold some PMS Roar shirts in the parking lot. I was out of my mind.
Really proud of you.
They're like, get out of here. And I'm like, I'm selling merch outside.
This is great. This is incredible. I do feel like we have to do one thing before we keep going. Also with us today, producer Neil. What up, Neil? Make some noise.
Guys, how's it going?
He's like, they're never going to talk to me.
Oh, no, I just muted my mic and stuff.
The man of 1,000 podcasts.
Man of 1,000 pods.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's great.
Having a good week.
Yeah. You're having a good week?
Yep.
I'm glad someone is.
Yeah, you deserve it. You're carrying the goodwill for the rest of us.
Trying.
Appreciate that, dude.
No, I got
out of the trauma hole and into the light.
I'll make a light.
That is Neil.
Yeah.
Make a little light there, Neil.
And then, thank you guys.
Well, this is the Troll Hole. Thank you for being the Troll
Hole.
We appreciate you. We've been in a lot of travel holes together, but now you're in the spit pit. You're in the hell well.
That's right.
You're in the sunken place. And we're excited to have you. We've both known you for a long time.
I feel pretty at home in places like that. I've dug a bottom or two.
Yeah,
so
I mean, that triple run, that was a sunken place.
Oh yeah,
that's we're how about halfway through that, right?
I'll say this though, it's like I love that tour in retrospect. Looking at it, like even when I was on it, like I know you were going through your stuff, but that tour like strengthened our bond, and like we are brothers now.
Oh, I
because
hear
of that tour.
I mean, I felt that way about you before we left for that. And before, I mean, like I don't know. I've always felt like
John's like, I didn't need to lose $300 to like you. I think we were friends before, but it's fine.
You know, honestly, I loved you since day 2. The way you dealt with all your the shit from the very first time you went up, crushed at Willie's or wherever it was.
Yeah.
You were class act about that.
John's an OG, class act, one of the best friends you can have in any business. Much like Ben.
Yeah, thank you.
Much like Ben.
Yeah, it's like, or we all love each other here. There's no problem.
We are comfortable around trolls, though, all of us, too. Like, I feel uniquely suited to deal with people who, whenever I see someone in public who I feel like can't stand up for themselves, I'm like, oh, You've been granted an angel today.
That's funny. That's
I'm
funny.
here. I'm here for you, my friend.
That's me with my wife.
Oh, that's great.
she just sicks me on him, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of more of a sit back and be like, this might be good for the pod.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Let's take this in.
Yeah, this might be good for our first segment, Ben.
Which is?
Did anyone say anything weird to you this week? DASAWTYTW slap bracelets coming soon.
Hell yeah. Did he tell you about this?
No.
Okay.
but I'm sure I can come through here.
You told me a story from Tuesday that
Sure.
seemed like a good one.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
can go first
You go
if you
first.
want.
Yeah.
So a few weeks ago, I went to Mexico, and I think the most tedious part about it was whenever you're leaving the airport in Mexico, anywhere, we were in Puerto Vallarta, the employees will do whatever they can do to like stop you and sell you tours or taxis. They'll literally be like, I'm with the police, come with me, and try to get you to a desk.
Okay.
And so this
Good
guy,
tact.
yeah, you are attacked. And then it's like, if you're the police, why are you offering me Patron? You know what I mean?
They're the fun police.
Yeah. So he brings us up because my wife, I was like, come on, let's just go. And she's like, no, we should go with him. He's saying it's important. So we get to the desk and he's like, where are you from? And I'm like, we're from Minnesota. And he's like, oh yeah, a big crackhead problem up there. That's how he opens. That's how the guy opens.
So he knew his stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm like, yeah, kind of the whole country. If you look at the opioid
Yeah,
crisis.
he could have said anywhere. He'd be like, nailed it.
Yeah. But we were like, he was like, how are you getting to your Airbnb? And we're like, we're going to take an Uber. And he's like, oh, you know what? The pedestrian bridge you usually cross, it was, it's under repairs right now because a crackhead destroyed it. And I was like, okay. So a single crackhead took out a concrete bridge.
Crackhead in English or Spanish?
English.
Damn. Because I want to know what it is in
One
Spanish.
of them Minnesota crackers.
Yeah.
We had a
One of the
crackhead-
expats.
We had a
Didn't wanna
crackhead
come
from
home.
Duluth come up here and just take out that whole bridge. Sorry, dude, you're going to have to go around. You're like, what? That's not a story.
Yeah, and
Sorry, but you've got to take my transportation to
Exactly.
the hotel.
Well, exactly. He was like, I can get you a taxi service for 200 pesos to take you to and from. And then it's like my wife's being nice, so he's like chatting with her, and he's like, he looks at me and he's like, "What's wrong, buddy? You don't look." And he buddied me, and then I'm really.
I know you don't like that.
Once you buddy me, I
know
get
buddy's
I get,
buddy.
I get you're not my buddy.
That's
It's
right.
like we have known each other.
Not when you're trying to take
moments.
advantage of your wife.
Right.
You're trying to get me to relapse. You're trying to fuck my wife.
What?
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I will make you a bet. If I go out that door and that pedestrian bridge is in service, you owe me $500. Guy leaves the desk, walks away from the desk, and we went out. Oh, the bridge is open.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
open.
wait.
Yeah.
The crackhead didn't take that bridge
No,
out.
a single crackhead did not destroy a concrete bridge.
I think you're giving. You don't know. Maybe a whole pack of crackheads rebuilt the bridge.
That's true in a day's time because they do sell speed at pharmacies down there.
Oh, okay.
And steroids, so it's possible.
That's what America's going to look like in 6 months. So,
Dude, if it looks like Mexico, I will be thrilled, bro. If we look like Mexico in 6 months,
I think that'd be good for us.
you can just drink and drive, man. Yeah.
I want to go to
Yeah.
Mexico. I want to see a pack of crackheads. Pack of crackheads.
We'll go down there. We'll do a troll hole live. We'll do a troll hole live in the Zona Romantica.
I am available for that live episode.
Yeah. We'll get John down there. We'll do a beachside live pod.
Hola, welcome to the Spit Pit, everybody. That's all the Spanish I know.
Neil will get abducted. Neil will get abducted as someone's bride.
We're gonna
somehow.
see Neil's gonna take the pedestrian bridge out on his own.
Yeah.
See.
Neil will literally
puedo.
go with those people at the airport and just
Yeah.
never come back.
Sí, la bridge no sirve. I don't know how to say bridge. I don't know Spanish.
You're
Mi
gonna...
español es mierda, güey.
Hey,
I
well,
know that one.
buen dia, viva la Mexico. I love it.
Viva la Bam.
Viva la Bam. More importantly, Bam, hit us up.
Bam, get on the pod.
Bam, get on the pod.
Wow.
Before-
How was the rest of your trip good though?
Incredible.
Good.
Wonderful trip. Played a lot of golf.
Yeah, you did.
Shot my lowest round ever in Mexico at a championship course. Didn't stop talking about that with the caddy for a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What is the lowest round ever? What's the score to beat now?
I have to break 85 now.
It's good.
Which statistically, like 95% of amateur golfers never break 100.
I could do it.
But you can play bogey golf. That's pretty good.
I can. Golf. And I could have broke 85, but I tripled the last hole. So what are you gonna do? But yeah, the trip was great. I love it. I'll move there.
It doesn't feel good for round 4 of the Masters if you're having your greatest round ever and then you choke on 18, buddy. Come on, man. We got some ways to go.
It was shitty. I knew I was screwed on that last hole because my wife was like looking away the whole time.
Does she golf with you?
No, so she sits in the car and just bird watches because there's so many cool birds down there. She had a great time. She got drunk.
For the first 17 holes, man, you were having a Van de Veldian good time, man. If you had a triple and still beat your best score ever.
I played really, really well. The back 9, the greens were sanded, so anything I hit at the green was sticking. But it's it's conditions, man. It's conditional. So yeah, I mean, I'm a PGA Tour pro now. So
yeah.
So I put in my Instagram bio athlete instead of comedian.
There you go. That's fair.
If there isn't room for you as a Happy Gilmore 2 extra, then what is that movie?
Well, it's filmed and edited, so
oh really? It's on its way.
It's going to be out in a week.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
I actually wrote a short about a golf comedy short. I would love to shoot someday.
Happy Gilmore 3.
Yeah, pretty much.
Back to the. I don't know.
Happy Gilmore 3, none of the original cast.
Happy Gilmore 3, but different.
It's
not
like
the one
Home Alone 3. It's
yeah,
like all new
people.
Yeah. Still pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
Shooter McGavin's offspring. Back for revenge.
Shooter McGavin is
Happy Gilmore 3. We back the blue on this course. That's what it's called.
Back the blue. Happy Gilmore 3. Blue Lives Matter.
Try to get a different demographic than that.
Make it a little political. Yeah. Make it a little politically pointed. Andrew Huberman plays Shooter McGavin. Man, we're having fun. Ben, did anyone say anything weird to you this week, my friend?
Oh, buddy, did they. We've been having a little week. I think the one I wanted to... I had a this just happens all the time to all of us, but I had one of those Uber rides where you're just like, people need to hear this.
Yeah.
This needs to be recorded so people understand.
Did you record it?
So I did record it. And I missed like a good chunk of it, and there's still on the back end was just like crazy stuff that this guy was talking about. I was getting a ride from a Red Roof Inn in Raleigh, North Carolina to the airport. And boy, did that 20-minute ride feel like the longest car ride I've ever. Probably like one of your guys' triple run car rides. It was pretty long. It was tough. And immediately when I get in, he's so talkative, and I'm just not. I'm never up for it. And I feel like he was it was like your driver's deaf, so he won't hear it. But he never. I feel like he just put that on there, and then obviously is not. You know what I mean? I think they do that so you don't talk to them, but he was just very talkative, and
he just let it go.
He let it fly.
He let it rip.
Was there a flavor to the rant?
Yeah.
What were the topics?
Black people are bad.
Oh.
Anyone who isn't happy is lazy.
Bullet point is enough.
Was it sort of couched like that you were an exception up front?
You know what?
Was this just straight up like
I don't even
people the fuck out?
I don't think that he realized he was doing it, but it was very clear.
Did he never?
And
look
he was from.
Yeah, I hate to. I mean, like, I don't know how he missed it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm paying him, so I'm one of the good ones for sure.
Yeah,
but I can't remember. He was like Caribbean of some sort. He's like Islander of some sort.
Oh.
In my mind, I'd be like, you're not far away from whatever you think I am. You're not far away.
Right,
too,
but
bud.
it's the like
in Raleigh, North Carolina, you're black. I'm just gonna say that right now.
He wants you to know that he's from the mainland.
something. There was something,
Yeah.
So, and then the third bullet point was just like no woman will ever be good enough for him. That was like the.
Oh yeah.
So he kind of
naturally.
I think here's what I think I'll do.
This
is
guy
like,
wasn't a comic.
Yeah, it was that, dude.
yeah. So.
Please tell me you didn't tell him where he was picking you up right now.
No,
you can get a mic in 5 minutes.
Yeah. No. He would destroy. I was like, dude, if you drive this Uber to Austin, you'd be you'd be on Kill Tony a second. You'd crash.
Yeah. He'd be on Rogan. He'd be like main feed.
They would love every single thing you had to say.
Yeah.
So it started out with him just being like, I'm retired. I don't even have to do this. I choose to do this just for my free time because I'm good with my money.
Bullshit.
And I was like, oh my God, you're
power
pretty,
move.
Yeah, instantly. They're like, you seem pretty young. How? He's like, I'm 50 something, whatever. Like, that's pretty young to retire. He's like, yeah, anyone can do it. They're just lazy and they're not good with their money. They're not smart like me, basically, right? And then it comes back to, and then immediately I'm thinking about my mom who's going to be working until she's dead. And I'm like, oh yeah, my mom's just a moron. You know what I mean? It's not that the country's terrible and inflation and all this other shit. It's that you figured it out. You're right and everybody else is wrong.
And also, not only did you figure it out, but your story has no holes in it.
Yeah. I didn't even.
You're showing up to pick me up here.
But he's like, no, this is just, I live below my means and I just do stuff like this to stay busy and whatever.
I was going to ask, did you glean any financial tips from him? Did he give you any sage wisdom?
He worked his way up in this country. He used to work used to work for.
Did he show his work at any point, or were they just vague, blanketed
This
statements?
guy's real life story. He lost it all gambling.
Yeah, no
There's
question.
no doubt about it. This is how people who lost it all gambling talk.
So,
what do you think his vice was in gambling? Like horses or
slot.
Slots.
Those guys don't make it to the second. They don't make it to the second machine.
They don't make it to the high stakes room.
He said his first job in the States was he was like a paramedic, I think. I don't know if he's a paramedic, but he said his first job was cleaning up suicides, and he said it paid great, and that got him on the way.
Crime scene cleanup does pay.
I believe that because who wants to do that?
They do pay. Yeah.
And then he was like, he did something with like, is it entomologist? Something with bugs, like he. And then from there it was like, now I'm rich.
Need a degree for that.
Now it goes suicides, bugs. Now he's rich.
Yeah.
And
the only television show he's ever liked, Dirty Job.
100%.
He's a black market entomologist.
And in his mind, they probably stole that idea from him. You know what I mean? He's like one of those guys. And then he's talking about all the women he dates, and he's like, I don't date anyone over 30. Because all these older women are bitter and they have kids and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
was this like an Impractical Jokers host driving you, or?
Yeah, it was Sal from Impractical Jokers. I don't know which one's got in trouble.
He's the one innocent one.
It was like, they'll never catch me. I'm leaving the country.
Caribbean Joe Gatto.
He's talking about going to Thailand with his buddy. And his buddies just got divorced, and he's like, hey, don't go to Thailand if you're single. I'll just tell you that right now. And I was like,
what? That's the time to go, bro.
Wait, no. He said, don't go if you're in a relationship. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Ben.
Sorry, I'm fucking this whole thing up.
Come on, Ben.
And then he's talking, and this is where the black people hatred comes in. And he's like, Thailand, a lot of lady boys there, a lot of different kind of whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he goes,
mostly.
And he goes, and I don't care. And I don't care. I know that I'm not gay, blah, 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 blah. But these black guys,
but man, I couldn't stop thinking about how much I wish I didn't have a girlfriend.
Yeah. He's like, I wish my 19-year-old girlfriend wasn't with me. But he just kept, every time he brought up a black person in the story, he'd be like, but these black guys, like the way he would say it was just so like, yeah, there were black guys there. What about it? And he just very clearly was like, they're homophobic. They want to fight. They don't care. They're mad that they're ladyboys and all this stuff. And I, again, recorded a lot of this. So I think what we're going to do
put
is...
it in post.
I think we're going to...
Yeah,
I think we should put it on the Patreon. I think that's what it should be. And I think that's a little tease for anyone who wants to hear about how this guy truly has figured it all out and we're all morons.
That's great, Patreon.
And I think it's pretty funny.
That is unbelievable.
I didn't get all of it, but I got enough of it to be like, yeah, this guy's an asshole, right?
Neil, there's our first post right there.
Ooh.
You just dropped the audio. That's an easy first Patron.
You
Patron.
set the hook here. I'm going to be a subscriber, no doubt about
Thank
it.
you.
Oh yeah.
I want to see this.
And I'll the last little tease I'll give you is that he was talking about and I just there's something in my mind. I was like, have you ever been married before? Or like, do you have a girl? I was like, he was talking in a way where I'm like, I bet you have someone in your life. And it's like, yeah, so the mother of my children. Like he's got like baby mama. And then he goes, this was
Where's all the resentment come from?
Yeah. Who could ever tell? Who would have any idea? And his big closer story, which I was like just praying to God to make the Uber go fast. I was just like, get me to the. No one's ever said this before, but they're like, get me to the Raleigh airport as fast as you know. What I mean, just praying to Allah so I can get there. And as we're pulling up, he goes, yeah. So she doesn't do anything. She sits at home, and then I come home from work, and one day she goes, oh, can you fill up my car with gas? Can you fill up my car with gas? And I'm like, you've been at home all day. You went to yoga. You passed 3 gas stations on the way back home from yoga. You couldn't get your own gas, whatever. So what I did was I took the keys and then I went to Miami. That's what he said. And I was like, oh, so you abandoned your children.
This poor
You
family.
just left your children.
This poor family.
That was like the big takeaway was that he is a real man.
Was that his big closer? He's like, all right, have a good flight.
Yeah. And what's
Like,
embarrassing
I
is
abandoned my children.
if you listen back to this, the way I agree with everything he says.
Oh,
The
bad.
way I'm just like,
Well, what
yeah.
There's
Of
no, you're in
course.
a no. You have to. That's what are you gonna? The only thing worse than agreeing would be like trying to have a sticking point with a guy.
There's
like
a
that.
there's a
But
little
then-
pushback every now and then and be like, just like a second question, like a follow up question, just because I'm like, I know you're an idiot. I know you think you're right about everything, but like, I want to dig into this and see how far you'll go.
Here's the thing,
But
though.
it's a ride. You got to run the clock out.
Well, exactly. And also, it's like if he's given like thousands of rides, like his star rating is like intact. So even if
That's a good question.
Even if he ends it early, and dumps your ass somewhere random. Like
What?
it's not going to affect him. Well,
He's not
if
gonna
you
dump me.
pissed him, if he pissed you off, or if you pissed him off.
Yeah, he's gonna dump me and then just take a trip to Miami.
Yeah, except well, he did it to his wife. What's going to stop it from doing
Yeah.
it to a guy he hates?
and I'm older than his wife, so yeah. Let me see if I can find what his rating is. But that was the big one, and we'll find a way to post this on page. I think this is good Patreon content.
I think this is our first Patreon post.
If you want to hear how much of a coward I am,
Yeah.
this is absolutely the.
If you
the
want to
move for
hear
you.
Ben agree.
I don't
Yeah,
think
dude,
that's
women
that's
are
not,
less.
I'm gonna disagree on the cowardice. I think that's the responsible way to play it.
I think, yeah, if you're in a ride and you're never going to see this guy again, it's like, yeah, get through it by any means necessary.
Yeah.
Run the clock out without giving him anything to yes and.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
truly,
just
yeah.
don't
Or like, so
let
he's
him
like,
get
man,
on
I
another
love
tangent.
you. We should exchange Instagrams or something.
Yeah. He got $40 off of me and a 5-star rating.
Oh, boy.
I can't find his rating though. All right.
Well, I assume like, well, who knows? I
well,
mean, if he's-
confirmation that Ben gives 5 stars to everybody.
yeah,
good.
there's no question.
no matter what you say, Ben will give you a good
I'm not
rating.
trying to get dinged in this bitch. I'm trying. You know how hard it is. I don't have a profile picture because I know the minute I do, my rating's gonna go down a couple of stars. I've been bitten.
Do
in the
you
ass
know
by
what he
these
rated
motherfuckers.
you?
That's a good question.
Typically, you'll get an email saying it.
Yeah, I didn't get any lower. Nothing's changed
Yeah.
on my end. But
Well, Ben,
I have a
the,
5-star rating.
The Uber series continues, huh? The Uber series continues with Ben. John, did anyone say anything weird to you this week?
Yeah, I think. Oh boy, I had it was a week of aggressive hecklers.
Oh, a week of
no.
it. Good.
They were out and about, and they were dumber than usual.
Well, the current administration, they're getting brave out there.
Yeah, I don't think I'd even broached politics on Tuesday when a guy just yelled from the darkness, "I have Down syndrome."
Oh,
Did he actually?
No, of course not. No, he was one of those white guys that thinks nothing's wrong with him, and
Yeah.
he thought, "Hey, I'm gonna have a
Holy
nice, long,
shit.
drawn out conversation with this comedian where he dunks on me and I'm helping the whole time. Of course I did. I mean, what am I going to do but dunk on him at that moment?
Yeah.
Sure.
And then, but I was telling Mike on the way here, like, I don't like it. I don't want to be the king of the lunchroom anymore. And
I love that phrase.
I just
King of the
I
lunchroom is
can
great.
be, but
Right.
it's not what I do best.
Right.
And boy, I would rather just talk to the people who were there for a good time
Right.
than
Yeah.
the people who want me to call them retarded. I
Right.
will
Yeah.
call you retarded
Yeah,
if
we'll
you
do it
make
if we
me
have to.
call you retarded.
But you like it's good to like reserve that type of comedy for the special times where it's like people are going out. It's just a unique situation.
Like what?
That is not a unique situation. Like I had a great piece of crowd work when there's these two guys in the front row, and I'm like, "You're here together," and they're like, we're brother-in-laws. We're not dating. And I was like, well, you never had to say that. I was like, no one cares, dude. And it was great because I was like, no one cares. You're good. It's like 2025 now. Like it wouldn't have mattered, dude. I'm just trying to ask you what you got for Christmas.
Two men can sit in the front row without a backstory.
Yeah,
you know, like we're not.
Honestly, it's 2025. You could be brothers-in-law and still be fucking. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Sure.
I mean, you're gonna go to the camps.
I
but-
think that's about half the videos.
Yeah.
yeah.
This
yeah.
is. I want to get into a different complaint, but I don't want to spoil a show for anybody. But whatever. Yeah. So people have been yelling at you, and that's.
Oh, just they are too like at inopportune times. They want it all about them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and I love it.
That's why you got it. How long have you been doing comedy?
Yeah, that's why we get into this.
Yeah.
17 or 8. I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
It's between 15 and 20.
We're so
That's all I know.
freaking deep in it now, dude.
Ooh.
We're so
Too long to turn back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
That's the hard part.
Oh
and
yeah.
Long enough that I don't want to talk about your stupid shirt all night.
Oh, that would be great. A guy stands up like, "Look at my shirt.
Oh yeah,
You got something for this con, man?"
yeah, man. I let them all know I have completed the whole assignment and I'm ready to do it if they'll allow me. And
What a beautiful art form, dude.
Yeah.
it's
What a beautiful.
Just
art
imagine
form.
if like Van Gogh was painting something, and then in the middle of it, someone just goes, "You're gay." That's what
I
comedy
think
is
that
like.
happened to him, dude. He's like, "Oh yeah."
he had that energy about
Yeah,
him for sure.
He definitely
yeah.
had the energy. I mean, he basically was a comedian in the sense of like someone didn't want to fuck him, so he's like, I guess I'm gonna cut my ear off or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
There's
So
That's
a
literally why he did that.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
for
There is
nothing.
a
Yeah.
threatened masculinity that
Yeah.
runs through those works,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, when you got a name like Van Gogh,
Yeah,
I mean, you're gonna get it.
you think so? For anyone not on the YouTube, you need to be on the YouTube, and Neil, you need to save these. Okay, because these are also going on the Patreon. This is I guess a crack pipe
with a
Oh, sure.
bridge between
bridge.
Mexico and the United States.
Crackhead is thinking you can light the bridge on fire, but it's a pipe.
Neil has a Canva subscription, and he's really been going ham
A
on it.
guy
having
is
fun with
smoking the border wall as crack in this picture.
This is
This is a real corn cob crackhead you've got here.
This is great.
this is beautiful.
This is the picture they showed Mike's wife about
Yeah.
the crackhead.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe what do you think, John? Maybe shirts? What do you think? Something like
Patreon
that.
exclusive
We could
do
shirts
trading
would be
We
cards.
could
sick.
do like trading cards. I think
Yeah.
that's fun. That's something.
I think if you're a patron, it'd be easy enough to you get a trading
or
card.
like a postcard.
Once a
Yeah.
quarter.
Like
Yeah.
a
I like that.
Crackhead Bridge postcard.
You
All
can
the,
write a
all
little-
the ones we make, we can send them.
We can quote an Uber driver on
Yeah.
the postcard.
Much like Crackheads, we got a lot of good ideas while this is happening, and then we never do this.
No,
So,
we're
yeah.
gonna do it. The Patreon launches this Friday.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said it. dude.
Okay.
Just post the voicemail. It'll be easy.
Okay.
All right.
let's do
Well,
it.
and
We've
then
been,
go ahead.
this whole time you've been recording, just waiting to get a racist on tape.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
waiting to
launch
get
the Patreon.
just taking
yeah.
Yeah.
Uber rides for all over this
So,
country.
what ethnicity
From
do you
Raleigh
think
to-
smells bad
Yeah,
again? Mother.
I
She's
mean,
like, what?
Ben's life recently. This first segment is basically like, what did the Uber driver say to Ben? this
Or
week?
yeah, what did the Uber driver or polyamorous person
Yeah.
or someone in Wisconsin
a
say? to me?
throuple tries to kidnap Ben, or it's a racist Uber driver.
Well, that's been the segment.
What a great segment, man. Very good segment.
I do feel like we got to keep it moving probably a little bit. I feel like we've been cooking.
Yeah.
This is the troll hole. We do talk a little bit about social media here, okay? And the question we like to ask a lot of people, a lot of our guests when coming through is, John, what does your explore page look like?
What do you got, John?
On Instagram?
Got some titties on there?
Okay.
Got some nice tits.
I truly, what is an explore page?
So on Instagram, the little magnifying glass thing, do you have your phone on you? Pull it out, John.
Sure.
See what you got, bud.
Yeah, I'll play this game.
You go to Instagram, you hit the little magnifying glass.
I don't think I've embarrassingly looked at too many of my exes of late.
Oh yeah. Ooh, it's getting sultry.
You just want the top rung. That's going to be everybody who did guest spots up front there.
Okay, I'll find it.
Night.
I'll find it.
There it is.
Find
Here
and
it is.
follow.
This is it.
Okay, Nikki Glazer.
Sure.
Bill Murray.
Big fan of hers.
A lot of comedy.
Bill Murray.
Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson.
Sure. We've gone on into the
Lot of
dark
comedy.
side.
I'll
Yeah,
also
there's a lot
say-
of comedy.
It's a mistake for any future guest. Never give Mike your phone.
No doubt
This
about
is
it.
actually, I feel anxious about what's happening.
No, it's literally all comedy. You truly have the cleanest explore page we've seen.
I mean that's not where I would look for that kind of stuff.
Oh, let's see Twitter. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull up your Twitter porn. John.
I'm not a social media as voyeur.
Sure.
Like, I don't go looking.
Yeah.
What are you doing on there then? What's happening with you?
I'm just now just about nothing.
Yeah.
Now I'm just enjoying my life. For a lot of years, it was lashing out at everything and everyone.
Facebook, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do know you as
I
like,
still have a little of that.
Yes.
I still would love to. I will mix it up, and if you come on, I don't give a shit about community standards on Facebook.
Sure.
For instance.
Because they don't exist anymore. It doesn't
No,
really
they
matter.
don't. Well, they never did. I never went to Facebook for my facts. I went to
Right.
Facebook for people who have a fucking opinion that they'll say and not go hide by. You know?
Yeah,
Like, whatever.
What guy that ran 4 open mics and ripped people off is homeless now? That's why I go on Facebook.
That was a
I
very
suppose
pointed
there.
attack.
I will admit he is a guilty pleasure for me. Although I didn't know that. That makes. I hope he.
Oh, come on. He'll never be fully unhoused.
Oh, which? Well, I suppose it means which one of those two.
We'll just
Because
leave it ambiguous.
Just is he? Well, is he in Texas or Alabama? Because I have a certain amount of empathy for Alabama and a certain amount of fuck you for Texas.
I love this. This is great.
But
You're using Facebook the right way. As far as I'm concerned,
I'll tell you, if Texas has to sleep on the side of the road for a couple days, it won't bother me too much.
Sure. That's fair. Yeah, that's great. I feel like you are like one of the last
bastions.
like you mix it up on there. Because I feel like you don't have it anymore.
I do not have Facebook.
I have it, and it's almost exclusively for promo or like maybe sharing like GoFundMe's or whatever. But yeah, it's such a war zone that I think there's between like 2020 and 2024, there's a pretty big purge of a lot of people that I like went to high school with. So like it's really just nothing.
No one engages in good faith.
Yeah.
There and there haven't for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
So you sort of accept that. I mean, right? When you run a podcast called the Troll Hole, you guys have been in on that secret for longer than most. Yeah. I truly feel bad for people who are on Facebook being like, I'm just a nice person and I don't know what I'm up against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say you should only be on Facebook for 2 real reasons: to mix it up or to be on Facebook dating. Those are the only two things.
I disagree.
Ooh, never done that one. That's about the only
third.
one I never.
Or Marketplace.
Marketplace. If you want to furnish your house with haunted stuff.
Yeah, good point.
I do absolutely love Marketplace.
Yeah. It is, especially where you live in LA. I bet you find some deals.
I'm more. I like to move stuff, but with as little description as possible. Bring me the question. I'll show you. There we go. There's a.
Oh, love it.
Show you.
This is what I'm talking about.
Entry.
While you pull it up, I have made so much money on Facebook Marketplace too.
Yeah.
Just like going to a garage sale, finding a collection, and flipping it immediately.
Oh, I was gonna say just kidnapping young kids.
Yeah,
selling them back to their
you
parents.
want them back. Yeah.
If you want Dalton back, it's gonna be $250K.
Yeah, description. He keeps crying and saying his name's Dalton.
He shit his pants. I ain't changing him. Come get your boy. Come get your kid.
I'm charging you for the overalls.
Facebook Marketplace is the new Silk Road. Everybody says that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
That should be its
Did they make
tagline.
it its own thing? Because I can't find it on my phone
It's like
anymore.
a side tab. It should look like a little shop.
It's like a sad face with a crying dollar signs.
It's a missing kids widget. Yeah. It used to be the Radisson Blue Mall of America. Now it's Facebook Marketplace.
Here's my one and only active listing on Facebook Marketplace.
Read it off.
I'll renew it right now. It is my favorite. The guy I stay with here in Minneapolis. He emails me about it a couple times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's his favorite thing, and it's a desk that my girlfriend asked me to sell. And
is that the description?
Here's the
title?
here's the listing. Title: desk, price $25. Description: small desk, about 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide.
It does feel like you're speaking in code.
That's not even a desk, dude.
And it feels like you're talking about a child in code. I'm not kidding.
Desk.
I have had no less than 500 messages asking me for the measurements of the desk. The actual
what color hair does the desk
measurements of the desk.
Oh shit!
And
what cup size is the desk?
And I answer every one of those messages with, it says very clearly in the listening, about 3 feet tall.
See, this is why I'm glad you're here, because it's always you got a little troll in you.
Oh yeah,
and it's good to have that
troll.
It's good to have that perspective. What joy does that bring you when you go back and you see that these people are just like?
I do love. One of my favorite things I'd ever done was I did a review on I had a girlfriend who worked at a garbage company, and they had like an online presence, and I gave a very genuine, very sincere review about how they were the greatest garbage company that I.
Oh, that's great.
And then they started interacting with it, and it was just
the
people who didn't get that joke. That was some of the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah,
you could literally build a brand, and I could see it going viral on TikTok, where you literally just post clips of you doing that.
Oh, it was terrific. Like Lyle was on that thread. Like, hey, John, I had no idea you had such general interest in the garbage industry, and it's fascinating. Fascinating to hear you go back and forth with garbage industry professionals like this.
Sure.
Oh,
I can't even explain Lyle to people who don't. I don't know.
I'm on the Patreon.
The fuck we will.
I'm on the
put me back in the Ring of Honor, and then we can have you on the Patreon.
Oh, he took you out of the Ring of Honor?
I think I'm out of the Ring of Honor.
I got kicked out too. Because I pitched to him he should have a show called Lyle's Piles, where he sits in a beanbag chair with the guest, and he screamed at me.
Oh, no.
He's like, I don't want to get that close to someone.
I didn't know there was even a I thought the Ring of Honor was sort of a permanent thing.
Yeah. Like OJ is still in the Hall of Fame, but I'm out of the Ring of Honor.
I was in the original Ring of Honor, so, you know,
crazy.
It means a lot to me.
Dude.
It's,
we're from the same class.
right,
Lyle is a local comedian/comedian adjacent person who
he blogs too.
Who
you
loves
haven't
comedy.
discussed Lyle LaRue with your fan base?
No,
Lyle
and honestly,
LaRue
I'm mad that we're doing it
Well,
now.
we got to get him on.
No, we don't.
We gotta get him on.
The fuck
I'll
we
just
do?
do it. You can take a vacation.
Love,
But I'll get Lyle
take an
on.
Uber ride to Miami.
Maybe Lyle will be my co-host for the week one up.
Okay.
That would be disastrous.
I consider Lyle LaRue in a select group of Minnesota legends, along with Fancy,
Kirby Puckett,
a couple
Fancy Ray. Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Kirby Puckett,
Kevin Garnett.
Al Franken, Lyle LaRue,
Prince.
Atmosphere.
All right, let's get into some
Who
fucking
else-
trolls.
Who else with sex crimes?
Wow.
Hey there, sludgelings. Welcome back to another edition of the Troll Hole Podcast. Mike and Ben breaking in here real quick with a little call to action for you. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell right there so you're always notified of all of our new sweet little posts. And a little something else for you too. Did anyone say anything weird to you this week? Feel free to email trollholepod@gmail.com. Send us your weirdness and we will deal with it for you. A little troll back because we have your back. Now enjoy this episode of the Troll Hole. John, let's get into some trolls. What do you say, Ben?
Let's get into some trolls, John.
So, John, a big part of your YouTube presence, you have several clips posted on a recovery comedy.
sure.
On
Yeah.
YouTube. One of them, my car just filled up with beer. That's you talking about like the DUI commercials,
That
right?
is
That's
that
a great
old
bit.
school DUI commercial that had like olives and vodka martinis and whatnot in it.
Here's a couple
Delicious.
from that. At Giraffe Jockey says, "Dude's so funny. Thanks. I don't need a drink today." You help
reconsider,
someone,
Giraffe. It's please tell me that it's not my humor that's keeping you on the ledge. I don't think I've ever said this to anyone in recovery before, but seek out a higher power.
What's funny is like that clip was like from 13 years ago, and 6 years ago, Renell8964 posted a DUI is a felony.
All right. Well, not for me, but
Dude, this I put the link in there, Neil. This YouTube channel is freaking unhinged. They got some especially the guys that do cocaine jokes.
Yeah.
Dude, the act outs are incredible. We'll pop that up right here. Oh.
I did not look at
some of that stuff is so one-man show that it is cringe. It is.
Yeah.
It's more recovery. Here's the deep, dark well I crawled out of.
Yeah, like putting your recovery with comedy, like that, those two things intersecting. I mean, you gotta be a different person.
It's not a 1-to-1 where everybody who gets recovery gets punchlines.
Imagine that crowd work. I performed at an AA meeting.
Lost a lot of good people that day.
They relapsed for sure.
I remember being in inpatient like 28 days and having a conversation with the counselor at one point.
Yeah.
And he was like, "You gotta listen to this guy." And I listened to that guy that night. I've lost all respect for my counselor.
What was it? What was
Yeah,
it?
It was.
I have to say.
It was just a very saccharine story about how his life used to be bad and now it's great, and he's just telling his truth in front of people but there were no laughs.
Aziz
Other
Ansari.
than maybe laughing at where like, oh, that's so awful that he was a crackhead, but like there was no purposeful laughs in it. You know, there wasn't. He hadn't attempted stand-up comedy through the 45 minutes.
So Mark
And there's
Maron.
nothing wrong with that. It's just a one-man show, but it's not what
You're bagging on Nanette.
It is.
John watched Nanette.
Listen, every time I watch Mark, he gets to a punchline at least every 4.5 minutes. And I think that's
We'd love to have you on the
Get
pod.
into recovery comedy. You'll find it's an undervalued skill.
Oh, of every 4.5 minutes, he's watching Aziz. He's doing the Cold Stone Creamery bit.
Harris,
Gotta have it.
gotta have it.
I gotta have it.
Oh, what is our craft? John, there's this YouTube. Is your old YouTube Guitar Player 343?
No.
Because they just posted one clip of you entitled John Conroy Stand Up 13 years ago. It's their only clip. So if you want to look into that.
What's the venue? What's the
Morty's.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, I played there a lot.
Oh, was it the
maybe just
owner?
someone
I
who-
remember hanging out with the old
He's
owner.
still one of my best friends in LA. We
Yeah.
hang out all
All
the
right,
time.
then
He's a
I'll move
great
on.
Comic.
Yeah,
Chris
let's
Bell.
not tell that story then.
I'll move on real quick then.
Why is it? Is it about him? What's going on?
No. I just remember the hang was weird. So we'll
Okay.
move on.
Yeah.
We'll move on. But it was fun because you were there.
Yeah.
And you're my buddy. You're my buddy. But man, I mean, once he put on those bedazzled shoes.
He is he is a outlandish dresser. Is the only way I can say it. In a way that like he is the only person who can get me to be king of the lunchroom on my own accord. Like when he shows up at whatever it is, I'm like, oh, the penguin dressed him tonight. You know, like it is. We love each other. I think mostly because of that relation. He's like, I think he's so used to everyone just complimenting him because he's a flashy dresser and people love that. And I'm the only one who every time is like, dude, what are you fucking doing? But I don't know if you guys know this about me. I'm more of a comfort than fashion.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking to two guys right here.
Yeah.
Don't drag me into it. What are
Oh,
you
you
talking
like
about?
comfy.
What's he talking about? What the fuck? Let's read the fucking troll.
Wow. Okay. Ben's looking to get out of here. He's got to rest his voice. Here's one from Tony Gonzalez 8250. The guy talking, he is one gorgeous man.
Oh, that's
These
Talking
aren't really
about you.
troll- yeah,
impossible
everybody
to refute.
This is,
Yeah.
that's
These
it.
are some softball trolls you guys are
This
giving
was
me.
from a video where you're talking about chubby chasers. You remember?
Oh,
this?
yeah, sure.
And I
That's
think you
it,
found
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you found
Yeah.
a guy. Yeah.
Yeah, here's a little bangarang. This is so the initial comment is, I know this guy, he is so funny, and then someone replied, just saw him tonight. No, he is not.
Oh, well, settled. That's
Hey, you didn't want cushy ones. So there you go, John.
person number 2. I'm in agreement with him.
No, he is not.
Just saw him tonight. That's
I wish
awesome.
that's the exact phrasing every one of them that felt that way used.
That's so fun.
Well, we're about at that
What
time.
what was tonight? They timestamped those.
Yeah, it was. This is from the Acme Comedy Company podcast.
Oh.
Yeah. And the date is January 25th. So where were you at January 24th?
Of what year?
Where were you at January 6th?
Where was I at? I was working at a car dealership. that day.
Just
Oh,
saw
I
this
bet.
guy shit
I
on
think
Nancy
the
Pelosi's
next
desk.
day I
Not
got
funny at
fired.
all.
You were driving a Hummer into the Oval Office.
I know a couple people who were down there for that.
Jan
That
25th.
they didn't go. One, I know a guy who was at it but oh boy, and I was doing that insurrection bit around DC for a long time, so I met security. One person one time when I started that insurrection bit goes, "Don't do it." And the way they said it with like urgency, I was like, "Oh, it really is like they don't want me to do it."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why don't you want me to talk about the insurrection?" She was like, "I was there. She was a security guard
Whoa.
at that day." And I was like, "Oh, well, you're gonna like this." And I went into it, but I think she was definitely like, "If you're gonna be pro insurrection."
Yeah.
But then
not good.
this is for you, Ben, and your Uber driver. I used
5
to
stars. Would ride again.
I used to start that bit very lazily by saying, "Are there any fans of the insurrection in here tonight?" Thinking, well, there's nothing that could go wrong with that ham-handed,
Sure.
very vague crowd work. And one night, like in the back corner, like with a light under him, one black guy raised,
Mm.
And for the only time ever, I was like, I don't want to know. I'm not going to delve into what that guy's problem with America is because he's probably got legitimate beef.
I'm doing a guest set right now, all right?
I don't want to know the one guy who considered himself representation at that parade.
I'm doing a guest set for Alonzo Bowden at the DC Improv.
I was going to say the La Brea Comedy Store. I do want, if you're listening, I do want to hear why you're a fan of the Insects.
And we would love to work the La Brea Comedy Store.
Bring us through. We'll open for
Mark
Mark Maron.
Do a live pod at the La Brea Comedy
I'll let
Store.
Aziz fish hook me there. I don't give a shit. Why don't we do our last?
Well, hold on. So if you want to know who didn't like your comedy, the date is from January 25th of this year.
Oh, all right.
So where were you at the 24th?
Oh,
just think about it, and we'll get into our last segment.
In the Bahamas.
Wow.
Yeah, that's that Atlanta skit.
And that was diarrhea?
That's not surprising. Every once in a while, there's a bad show down there. No doubt about it.
Well,
it's a resort crowd. One guy, that's the only place anyone ever called me boring.
Oh, wow.
One guy walked out and he was like, he goes to the co-headliner, he said, "You were great." And then he goes, "You were boring."
Crazy.
Yeah. And I was like,
he goes out and does...
Crazy.
I didn't even know that was...
He goes out and does like sexist magic.
I will say to that guy's credit, like stuff had gone wrong at that show, and I was stretching past the hour mark, and at that point was like doing only B-sides. Like everything that I've ever used as a closer is gone, and I'm just stretching so that there's like a signal from the staff at that club that's like, we're ready for you to let everyone out the doors. And I hadn't been given it yet. So I was just still like, thought it was boring. Like I was dead tired by the end of it. And
quick aside, but I had to do that on our Tribble run. Yep. Because our host had vanished.
Yeah.
So they're like, you're going to do 45. And I had like taken an edible. And it went similarly.
Love it. Those are the moments that really teach you whether you're like built for this for life stuff. You know,
I'm not.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
let's
either.
Get into our final segment.
Speaking of stretching past the hour, let's close it up here.
Ben needs his rest, so we'll this is our final segment, John. We're gonna pick a troll. We both wrote replies on your behalf. And you're gonna pick which one you want us to respond with. Okay.
My heroes.
That's right. Your angels. So this is from @VanShuttleworth4738. They said 4 minutes of griping. Did this have a point?
Oh yeah, I've heard that one. I have read that particular. Is that on the Chubby Chaser video?
Yeah, it is. This Chubby Chaser video guy.
It's not
traction.
It's that was a fun. We did that for the 48-hour.
Yeah, something with 10,000
laps. Around here, and it was a lot of fun to film. And that joke I like, but it didn't come off the way I wanted to on that. I agree that video is a lot of gripe.
Nope, he disagrees. You're a bitch. Okay, fuck you.
Hey,
don't ever come for our boy.
Hey, don't
read it. You got it. You go first. I got you.
I said so. 4 minutes of griping. Did this have a point? I said the point was to get you to comment. So checkmate, bitch.
Got him.
All right.
Got his ass.
Yeah.
Mine is. I hope you get hit by a city bus in front of your kids. That's what I wrote.
Did you write that or just think that? Did you write that or just think that? Because I hope you
you know what? I hope it's not a city bus. I hope you get hit by just a bus, like somebody's decommissioned bus, so you don't even get money from it. Don't fucking come at my boy, okay?
I love this.
I will fucking end you.
Podcast was going to be way more about being trolls than owning trolls.
No, we own the trolls.
Yeah,
we're not the trolls.
I hear it.
We trash the trolls so you don't have to reach in, pull it out, hop aboard the troller holster, because we just took a ride to the spit pit.
I can't get enough.
John,
speed.
My friend, my brother, my angel, where can people find you? This is coming out in 2 days.
It's coming out in 10
You can
minutes.
find me out on the street dispensing the kind of justice that you guys do.
Eating a hot dog steak. Just
this is
telling
my
people to fuck
favorite
off.
moment. My troll. I don't know if I have time for this, but I'm doing it.
Do it.
When I was out trying to lose weight in this recovery, I was running one day and this guy was at a stop sign and he yells, "Fat ass." And I was like, oh, and then he took a left and he got stuck in the left turn lane right where I was.
Oh, no.
And his window was rolled down. And I looked at him for a minute and I was like, "You're fat." And he was like, "I know." And then he drove away.
Oh, no.
And I just like to say that's forever and ever to all the trolls out there.
That is the best plug I've ever heard.
It do be your own people sometimes.
And I'll be
dog.
in San Diego on April 13th.
Love it. And
Madhouse Comedy Club, I think.
your social media, what is it? Twitter, Instagram? What is
John
it?
Conroy Comedy on Instagram.
You have a podcast with Andy Erickson.
Yes, we would love to have both you guys on. It's Squirrel Club Agenda. We write jokes and we just fuck. It's Andy. She's the weirdest.
I love it. I love it.
It's actually an interaction
love her.
podcast.
Yeah.
We're planning the next one.
Where squirrels storm the Capitol.
Right.
That'd be cute.
Michael?
At Just Mike Lester on all social media, I will be headlining Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis April 9th. Just found that out. I will be in Wisconsin in May, and then in the summer, I will be doing a week in St. Louis. I will be doing some gigs in Washington, and I will be doing some gigs in Florida for the first time.
Yo.
So when those details are available, that will be available on my Linktree. Thank you so much, Ben. What do you got?
Talk to him, Young King.
Yep.
At Jack Katzner on everything.
You're not even looking at anything on your phone.
I don't need to. At Jack Katzner and everything. Follow me on. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'm going to be dropping a special on my YouTube in the coming months, and you want to see it. I feel like it's going to be good. I feel like you'll like it. If you like this, you'll like that. Subscribe to my YouTube. I'll be in Milwaukee this coming week. I'll be in Seattle. I'll be in Portland.
Oh, you have no time to recover.
Sick
for like months.
Put on that fucking sad clown face and get out.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll be selling Trollhole stickers and all of those. So if you're a fan of this and you're in any of those places, come through. I'll give you if you tell me you listen to the podcast, you can get a Trollhole sticker for free. All right.
I will say this too before Neil plugs his stuff. This Friday, we decided it's happening. I believe it's April 4th. We're dropping the Patreon. The Patreon is live. The voicemail is up. Go listen. Go learn. Pirate it. We don't care. But the Patreon drops this Friday.
Let me say one thing.
Yeah.
If you've been listening to this and you talk like this happened on Wednesday, this happens like a couple times a week now.
Yeah.
People will be like, "Oh, we listened to the podcast."
Yeah.
Thank you. You're doing great.
Hell yeah.
You're awesome. Thank you for being like, "Hey, I listen to the podcast. I like it. They talk about you. They love the pod." I appreciate you coming up and saying that, and you're doing it the right way. You're not doing the weird thing where you're like, "Yeah, so Mike's funny, but what's your deal?" or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
That's a lot of what I get.
You're not trying to be divisive. You're not separating us. I appreciate you listening to the podcast, and I appreciate you saying nice things about us. Most of you are subscribed, whatever, but keep telling your friends, letting people know. I feel like we have a good thing here.
You can't divide this. We're going to do that ourselves.
You can pretty easily divide this, so please don't keep trying. Neil, what about you?
Neil, what do you got?
Neil Face on social media, 7 Swords from Music. Thank you for Slam for using the space.
And until next time, we see you, our Trollholians. You can go to hell. Flip them off. Flip them off, Johnny. Bam, Johnny. Bam. Bam.
Don't you ever
You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.